this is Boss Lady Merch, and boy, did we have a day with this Poolin. Oh my God. I've been talking to my China mechanic on Facebook Messenger. I only could talk to him in the evening time, okay? Because it's China, okay? So, we've been going back and forth for a couple of days. He's been giving me videos to try this and try that. So the last video he gave me was to take the bottom off, and you see right here, it's not even doing whatever it's supposed to do. The bobbin's not connecting, so you see that. So I had thought I fixed it, because I had tested it and the wheel was going in the right place, and I put all the screws back and it still was messed up. Oh my Lord. So I had to take all the screws back off. You know how many screws I gotta take out? Because I gotta take the bottom of the machine out too, not just where the bobbin is. So I gotta take all that out too. So this is me just trying to see if I'm wrong. I'm gonna do it again. I re-threaded the bobbin, and now it's me just testing to see if the bobbin pulls up. I don't even see the bobbin pulling up, y'all. It's still not pulling up. It's still not catching. So I'm thinking, okay, then I fixed the timing already. I thought I did anyways. Obviously not, because it's still, acting like that. So here I'm checking to see where the needle falls at. See, the needle supposed to fall where that cut is, and it's like far away from it. I was like, what is happening? It still wasn't right, y'all. So that means I gotta open the bobbin back up and see what the heck going on. So we had to, luckily I had the right tools, because Lord, if I ain't had them tools, I don't know how I got that little screw turn. Because you needed that kind of tool to do it that I had. And luckily I had that stuff. So here's me taking the screws out again. At the bottom it's like 6 screws. I use my electric drill. Thank God for electric drill with 6 screws. So I gotta take them all out to pull the bottom off, because that's where the wheel is that for the timing. It's the timing's off. So this is what they told me to fix. They told me to take that off. They showed it to me in a video and what to do. So I had cleaned the wheel, like any string around it, and it's oily, so I just wiped it off a little bit. So they had me do that. So that's me trying to get these screws on, because it's like something, okay, we didn't get them the first time. They try to get these last 2 screws out. And yeah, so we had to do all that again, because I had, mind you, I just put it back on there because I had the timing right, and then as soon as I put this stuff back on, turn it over, the time is off again. I was like, really? So I take it back off. See that little white wheel right there? That's where the timing is. I mean, for the bobbin and stuff. So that's the one that we have to see. This a little teeny screw, and you got to use a certain tool just to. Luckily, I had that tool in my house to use to just make that screw. Make sure it's centered, and then I screwed it back tight once I got it centered. And then I had to turn the machine, see how it loose. When I loosen it, don't take the screw all the way out, just loosen it, and then you have to tighten it back up. Once you get it centered, in the center of that bracket, because it's on some kind of bracket it. So it has to be in the center, not too far from to the left, not too far from the right, but in the center. And then you tighten the screw back up. And that's me trying to do it with one hand. So then I had to put the phone down so we can get it. Okay, so then we had to flip the machine back over and make sure that the bobbin is, this machine heavy too, flipping it over and flipping it back and flipping it over and flipping it back. You know I was tired of this machine. So now that we got it in, now we got to flip it over. Okay, then we trying it again. We flipped it over. Now we're going to try it again. We already seen that the needle was falling in the right place. So we're pretty sure we have it this time. So we're going to hit go because this is the tennis piece of cloth that we're doing. It's supposed to be like a flower. So we're going to go ahead and press. Let's go. Let's see if it picks up the bobbin and starts, sewing. And by golly, it's sewing. It hasn't sewed in a week. I've been trying to fix this bobbin issue. But the bobbin was not attaching. And then I found out that the timing's off. Because I kept looking at it and I kept saying, well, it's not even at the place where it's supposed to hook up to the bobbin. So that's when I knew the timing was off. And then that's what they told me, my Chinese maintenance people. They told me they sent me a video and told me how to fix it. And it's doing something. I don't know why my camera all the way over there. But who knows? But I was so excited. It's finally stitching again. So it started stitching a little flower for me. Okay, then we decided to try our patch. So I happen to have some material. So I have some yellow stripe material. I said, okay, this would be good for the top where the popcorn is. And I leave the gold thread in there and just let it do like the popcorn part of the stitching because I'm going to make it into a patch. So it's doing good. And I said, okay, we got it together. All right, Chinese support. That's the second time I had to talk to him because when I first got the machine, I couldn't understand why it kept jamming or why it kept stopping. I could never finish anything. And then it was my tension. So they had me do a tension test. And I had kept the tension on like 6 or 9 down there. My tension must have been on 18, child. Once I got the tension right and got on 18, it works. It purred like a baby. I could finish a whole project. Then it was purring like a baby. Then this bobbin issue happened. And all of a sudden, it wasn't stitched because the bobbin wasn't attaching. So I tried to fix it myself, but see, I didn't know about that part underneath it, That's why I got back on the messenger the night before last and started talking to them again because they still on my messenger. So I just went in the messenger and started talking to them and sent them a film of what's happening. So they sent me one back, told me to tighten up something where the bobbin thing is up top. And I did that. So that ain't work. And then he sent me the video for me to get up under the machine and fix that wheel and clean that wheel off. And that's what I did. And it worked. So I got to send him a message tonight and say, thank you for fixing my machine. Because he did a good job. I was like, I was a mechanic today. I was my own mechanic. Thanks to the Chinese mechanics to help me. But if you ever have issues with your pulling, and your pulling is not, the bobbin won't stitch, you gotta adjust that wheel at the bottom, that white wheel. It gotta be cleaned off and adjusted to be centered. And then tighten it back up, and then turn your thing and make sure that when the needle comes down, it comes down right at that opening. And the hole of the needle is down far enough so when it can catch the bobbin. Okay, so that was my problem. It wasn't down far enough. And I kept saying, why is this needle up so high? And that's why I kept saying that. And it's because the timing was off for it coming around and catching the bobbin. So that was the problem the whole time. So y'all want to see this project be finished? Yay! Then I added a red for the red stripe material for the bottom of the popcorn. So, we were trying to stay in the popcorn theme, right? So I added the red stripes for the bottom part, and the top part had the yellow stripes. I already did a sample, so I knew where it's going to stitch at. So I put the top of the red right on top of, I didn't cut the yellow or anything. I just put the red on top. I put it right there where I knew the border was going to come around and close that up. So that's where I set it at, because I had pre-stitched it. So I already knew what it was going to do in the stitching. So I knew I needed to move the material in a certain place. So when it comes around to do the border part, it'd be fine. So let's see the finished product. And here we go, our patch. Look at that. Look at that stitching. See, we repaired our machine and we did that. Now, if I get to 1,000 likes, I give y'all the detailed file for this. You know what I'm saying? I want to get to 1K. Let's go.